Right, guys, today I want to talk to you a little bit about the Quest 2. So, I've been doing some sim racing with it, so I thought I'd share my experiences with it and answer a few questions about it. So, basically, if you're watching this video, you're probably thinking about buying it, maybe. So, I suppose three questions. First one, if you're interested in general VR content, should you buy it? Yes, you should. It's awesome. Like as a standalone headset, this thing is it's just unbelievable. Honestly, the games are just so crystal clear, they're so immersive, you've got no cable. 299 quid. I mean, gee, it's honestly, this thing is brilliant. Like really good. Really good. Second question. If you're buying it for VR content, could I also use it for sim racing? Yes, you could. I have used this on iRacing and Assetto Corsa. Um, when you first put it on, it looks awesome. Like the car and everything, just it looks awesome. And driving it, you get the VR experience. What's the VR experience? The best way I can describe it, comparing VR and a monitor, is VR puts you in the game. And people talk about immersiveness and what's more immersive, triples or ultra wides or VR headset. Nothing compares. Nothing compares at all to VR. VR puts you inside your computer. It puts you in the game. Whereas with a monitor, you're always playing the game. You know, you're always in the outside world playing the game. And however immersive you think triples and motion and all the rest of it is, nothing even comes close to VR. Okay. But coming on to my last question, I suppose, and that is, should I buy this headset then just for VR gaming? It sounds awesome, right? Well, unfortunately, the answer is no. No, you should not buy this just for VR gaming. Okay? And the reason is there are other headsets out there which are quite frankly better. Now, this is probably the cheapest headset on the market at the minute, okay, at 299. But when you compare it to a Rift S at 400 quid, the Rift S is just going to provide a better experience because it's made for PC gaming. This is not. And you've got like a cable which runs, I bought a cable and it runs through here. And basically what it does is it compresses the data from your computer, sends it through the cable, and then it decompresses it on this side. Now, I haven't noticed any problems with latency. I'm still really fast, and some of the game looks amazing. So when you're just sat in the car looking around, awesome. It's really nice. But when you're in the car and you're looking out to the distance and you're looking for brake markers, for instance, the sharpness isn't quite there. And it's not a screen door effect like you had with the old headsets. So I had an old DK2 and a CV1 Oculus ones, and you can see the pixels. This, you do not get that. You can't see pixels, which is great. But what they've done instead is it's like a blurred kind of effect. It's just not very sharp at all. You have to get quite close to the brake markers before you can really like see the numbers on them, you know. So, and the road textures aren't quite good enough either. So that's why I would say if you're after a VR headset just for pure sim racing, this isn't the one to get. But if you are after other VR content and you want to do some sim racing, and maybe you're not, you know, you don't want the very best, you don't care about having the very best VR experience, you just want a good VR experience while driving, this will be fine. But if you are really serious about your driving, then you're probably looking more at the Rift at the minute, but the HP Reverb G2 looks awesome, like really, really good. So that's probably going to be your best bet. But like I say, this is awesome, and you can use it for sim racing. I think it. So at the minute, I mean, I've got this 35-inch ultra wide, 34 inch it is actually, but and when I'm playing it on the monitor, it looks really crisp. The graphics look amazing. The cars with the high res textures, the most photorealistic, and you're sort of thinking to yourself like, yeah, this is really nice. Then you jump on this, it just feels like you're in the game. And I had a really good race on Assetto Corsa last night, and it was really good, really good. But it feels like you're almost like more in a game, because although you're in the game, it is a game because the graphics aren't as good as when you're on the monitor. So it's a real trade-off at the minute. Like, VR is the future, 100%. It's whether or not the future is now, and whether this headset is good enough to use for VR gaming. A few other things, it does get a bit hot. So after about an hour and a half of gaming, started to get some frame rate issues. It was going a bit slow. Other issues, the audio is rubbish. It's really tinny and horrible, but trying to wear a headset over it isn't great. You can probably get it has got an audio jack, so you can perhaps use like earbuds or something. Again, it's not great, is it? If you've got audio set up on your rig, then that's probably the best way to do it. Any other real issues? The battery life is possibly an issue with it, although I used it for an hour and a half and it went down about 30%. So as long as it's charged before you start using it, I think you'll be fine. Comfort-wise, I find it fine. Others may not. I mean, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world to wear, but when you're in the game, you don't really notice it. So I think that's pretty much all. Again, I think if I'm doing endurance racing, I do quite a bit of the ELMS iRacing series, so you're kind of driving for 2 hours at a time, and then maybe your crew chief and your teammate as well. I'm going to be using the monitor, I think, just because if you need to react to something, you need to grab your keyboard, you need to do something out of the ordinary. It's so much easier when you're in the rig on the monitor. But for short racing and solo racing, anything up to an hour, I think I'm probably going to be using the Quest 2 now. But we'll see how it goes, and if anything changes or I run into problems or I discover, I think basically the link cable is currently in beta. So I don't know how a cable's in beta. I guess it's a software that uses to compress the data and stuff like that. It's currently in beta. So when that gets improved upon, maybe the sim racing experience will be even better. I mean, if you compare this to the Rift S, this is got a better screen, better lenses. There's no reason why this shouldn't be better. But the problem is, it's the cable. So whereas the Rift S, I believe, has got like a display port cable or certainly an HDMI cable, so it can get more data down and doesn't need to compress and recompress it and uncompress it. Whereas with the Oculus, with it just being the USB cable, I think it really struggles there. So I don't know how well it's going to work when it comes out of beta. I don't think it's going to be revolutionary, but some people do. So I'll keep you updated on anything like that. But hopefully I've answered some questions if you're thinking about getting a Quest 2 for sim racing or for VR in general. Okay guys, thanks for that. I'll see you in the next one.